On the bench today is a Marantz 2215B. This one comes from a customer that I know fairly well. He says basically he just needs the controls cleaned and some lamps replaced. I haven't turned it on to see exactly what's going on with the Marantz. My first vintage receiver, once I got back into vinyl and older stereo equipment, was a Marantz 2215, not the B model, but just the 2215. So, not that that's really important or entertaining or interesting to anyone but me, but just cool seeing one of these again. So, what I'm going to do first is power it on. It's got my dim bulb tester. Again, I trust that this is working. He said there are no lights. So, and I don't see, let me see what's going on here. It's plugged in. I'm not getting anything. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that's good. Huh. So I don't see any activity. I don't see any lights anywhere. So maybe this has more problems than he knows. I'm not sure if he listens to this all the time or what the deal is. So, So I think what I'm going to do is make sure I got it plugged in. Plugged in. Go into my dim bulb tester. Make sure I got power to everything. Weird. Alright, so I'm going to move the camera up and pop this open and see what's going on. Alright, so pop the top off. I'm going to check the fuse here. See what's going on. Man. I can't see. Well, the fuse looks intact. Let me see. Let me make sure this is indeed good. Gosh. Yep. Well, the fuse has. Fuse looks good. Weird. Man, there's all sorts of cigarette ash in here. I think it's cigarette ash. Not really sure. Let me check out this power cord. Huh. This just goes to show that you never know. I don't want this cigarette smoke on my bench, or cigarette ash on my bench. Oh, it's all stuck. Very interesting. Let me pop this bottom off. All right, bottom is off. I think this, if I remember correctly, I think that protects the bottom of the tone control board, but again, it's been a while. That's bent. This foot is bent in, so this has been dropped at some point in its life. Let's see if I can pop that out of there. I don't see anything out of sorts. So let's look at what our power situation is here. I'm eventually going to have to pull a schematic on this. And I'm just poking around right now. I don't think that this is getting try AC power. Sorry, I don't use my fluke very often. So I had it set to DC and not AC. So 8729, 87, 8 volts. All right, I'm going to try something. No, this thing is well, it's got power coming in. It's got power going to the outlets on the back. It's got sticky stuff. Something's been spilled in here. This is sticky like yeah, that's you can see my fingerprint. I know this isn't real entertaining watching me do this. Well, I'm going to have to pull a schematic on this and figure out what should be happening where. Make sure that's off. Let's see what this fuse is rated at. All right, I'm going to move away from the bench, check out the schematic, see what is supposed to be going on. This is a 2 amp fuse. That is a 2 amp, yeah, 2 amp fuse. All right, so let's see what's going on. Looks like this is not going to be as simple as I thought. I'll have to see what exactly the customer is going to want me to do with this. So I'll be back. All right, so I'm kind of an idiot. So number one, I thought it was set to FM, and it wasn't. It wasn't set to FM. So I am getting sound. Just boneheaded me. But I'm not getting any lights. So I mean, no lights at all. There are no lights anywhere. So I need to. That's FM right there.
I'm saying there's also this.
I need to see if I'm getting any voltage to the lamps. Don't you love it when that happens? You're like, oh.
The mud flinging and everything.
Turn this off. Oops. I should go back to bed. I should have another cup of coffee at least. So I'm getting nothing. Let me see if that's set. I'll have to pull the schematic and see what this is supposed to be. I'm getting 8 volts AC. All right. I mean, it could be that every bulb in this is bad. I will start off by replacing oh yeah, so the tuning meter bulb is definitely bad, and it looks like I think I remove looks like I just remove this top screw, maybe, or maybe this. The tuning in, or the dial string is attached to this, so I don't know about this. I think this is probably the way to do this. Well, let's see if maybe this is going to be easier to do it this way. There we go. Yep, that bulb is bad. I did talk to the customer about LEDs. He wants to stay white and not go blue, so that's cool with me, because I prefer keeping these with the original kind of bluish green, because that vellum, the vellum paper. Just popping a warm white LED in there. We'll change the orientation depending upon the brightness to make it look not quite so LED-ish. And I'll fire this up and see if I get a light there. This one also, I did a 2225, I think, and it was cracked right in this little housing that holds the bulbs. This one's cracked as well, so see if I can epoxy that. No. Oh yeah. So I'm getting a light. It's really, really faint though, so I need to check, see what's going on with that. Might just be how I have that bulb oriented, so let me flip it up. And I may have to face them out towards the front. Usually these are so bright that I have to turn them around. But again, with the amount of cigarette ash in here and the smell, maybe there is just a lot of nicotine. All right. So that's I want to, there we go, straighten this out a little bit if I can. There we go. So let's see what it looks like now. Oh, much better. All right, so I'm going to have to orient the bulbs or the lamps facing out. All right, so this is going to be boring to watch, so I'm going to go ahead and replace all these bulbs, and I'll come back once it's done. All right, let's see what goes on now. So got lights, so that's good. I'm looking for the stereo light. Let me give this some. Let me give this an antenna. So got an interesting comment on one of the videos where I did a bulb replacement on a Marantz 2225. 2225, I think. Well, I shouldn't say interesting comment. It was somebody like blasted me and said I was a hack and some other stuff. Just another hack job, and I'm like, I didn't know what he was referring to. I hit his comments from the channel because that's not constructive, right? So if you have comments, if you see me doing something that doesn't make sense, just say, hey, that didn't make sense. Or, hey, you could do it this way or that way. I got the stereo light. So cool. But to just blast me and say, hey, you're a hack, you're this or that. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Sorry you're bitter. Right? Again, if you see me doing something and you're like, hey, I don't know why you did it this way, or, you know, there's a better way to do it, like, use your words. Right? I think kids learn that in grade school now, like, use your words and start a conversation. But to just blast somebody is not particularly helpful. So, yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blow this out and clean the face, do some other checks. I mean, he just wanted the bulbs replaced, but I will, like I usually do, I will look at the service manual, check out the alignment procedures, if there are any, and do those off camera. Yeah, you can see like this is just covered in nicotine, so I'll clean this up and kind of give it a little bit of a spa treatment. I'm going to fix that one foot that's bent back here too. I'll bend that out. So what I'll do is kind of clean this up and then give you the after. All right, show you what it looks like. So let me step away, do all that stuff, come back, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, everything is cleaned in here. There was something spilled. I started to clean off some of it. You can see a little bit of smudging from where I was cleaning that off. So something was spilled onto the transformer, got onto this top plate here underneath. So I got kind of what I could. I didn't go crazy. So it's cleaner than it was. Kind of dusted everything else out inside here. DC offset and bias, very minor adjustment. In fact, DC offset was perfect. Bias was just barely turn the pots. Fix the bent leg on the bottom. I still have to clean the top off, and then I need to take a microfiber cloth and polish the faceplate. So this is just smudges, you can kind of see. But here's the after, right? All lights are good. Pots were cleaned. Those were pretty easy, right? I was actually able to get to both treble and bass without removing the tone control board. Looks like I still have a little bit of nicotine staining here, so I may work on the face just a little bit more in some of the knobs. But yeah, so I'm going to call this one done. Let the owner know that it'll be ready for pickup later on today. So as always, if you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe. If you have some comments, put them out there. Try to make them constructive. Just don't, whatever I say is going to invite someone to say something. So, political forums are awesome if you just want to blast people and yell at people to get off your lawn or whatever. So, let's start conversations about things. If you see something that I did that you're like, why did you do that? Or why didn't you do it this way? Or, hey, this is a better way to do it. Awesome. If you have a channel with content where you're doing this kind of thing, that's even better. That way you provide an alternate source for information, right? Entertainment, because that's really what this channel is about. And honestly, I do this because, no kidding, I have averaged 5 pieces of equipment per week for the last 3 years. So I stopped counting at about 350, and that was a year ago. So I'm always working on things, always going through things, always learning, always trying to improve my trade, my attempt at fixing these things. So anyway, that's enough about that. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.